Hey guys, my name is Diamond Mine in case you are new to my channel. So today I will be reviewing this beautiful full long curly wig from West Kiss Hair, but I did have to do a little bit of tweaking to this wig to get it to look as pretty as you guys are seeing now. So if you're interested in how I styled this super thick but super beautiful curly wig, then keep on watching. Okay, so before we really get into the wig, I want to show you guys the hairline on this wig. Now keep in mind, I said this wig is super duper thick. The density on this wig is 180%, and a lot of it is definitely in the hairline. So I'm going to show you guys how I pluck the hairline and get it to look thinner and natural. So I'm going to take a extremely hot comb and press through the roots. This is the only way I can actually see what I'm working with as far as the hairline and also where I need to pluck. So this is what the hairline looks like before I do any type of plucking. Now what I like to do is wet the hairline before I do any plucking. It just makes the process a lot easier, and you can also see what you're doing while you're plucking, because one of the easiest things to do while plucking a hairline and trying to get it to look natural is over plucking, which I definitely did in this video. I'll show you guys in a minute. So anyways, once I have the hairline wet to my liking, I take a pair of tweezers and I just start plucking. But I pluck behind the hairline, trying my best not to focus too much in the front of the wig, because focusing too much in the front of the wig will cause you to have a bald spot. So apparently I got carried away and I plucked a little too much on the hairline, and you can actually see where I plucked way too much because you can see these little small bald spots in the front. So what I'm going to do now is make sure I do not pluck in those areas, but to make sure the hairline is even from ear to ear, I am going to go in and pluck a little bit more than what I would have normally done if I would not have overplucked a little bit in certain areas in the front of the wig. So I'm just going to slow it down so you guys can see exactly what the hairline is looking like. Now this hairline looks completely different from the very beginning, and that's the look that I'm actually going for. I wanted to thin out the hairline to get a more natural look on this wig because the hairline was so thick. So you can definitely stop here and you will have a great looking frontal. Like, this looks good, but it did take some time. It took me like 30 to 40 minutes to really pluck the hairline to my liking. But I do want the hairline to be a little more thinner and not as thick at the hairline. So I am going to go in and section off the front of the hairline and continue to thin out the frontal on this wig. It's just a preference thing, but like I said, you definitely can stop here. So to ensure that I do not over pluck the front of the wig like I did in those one or two sections in the front that you guys just saw, I'm going to take out some hair in front of the hairline and continue to pluck behind the hairline. And this is what the hairline is looking like after I section off the hair and pluck some more. So I'm going to create another section and I'm going to pluck just a little bit more. And the real reason why I'm doing this, guys, is because this hair is super duper thick. Like, the density on this wig is 180%, but I also want to make sure I don't overpluck. So this is just the easiest way to make sure I don't overpluck, and I also can see what I'm doing as I am plucking. Also, I'm continuing to use the same method. I am using an extremely hot comb to press out the roots to see exactly where I need to go in and pluck a little bit more, or where I don't need to pluck any at all. And then I'm also continuing to wet the hair because this helps with seeing what I'm doing as well, but it also helps with taking out the hair from the frontal. It just makes it a lot more easier to remove the hair. Okay, so now it's time to actually put this wig on. It does look a little crazy right now, I'm not going to lie, but that's okay because I'm going to fix my hairline. So of course I'm going to go in with a hot comb and straighten out the roots of this wig a little bit more. When it comes to curly hair, to get a natural look, like for real, a hot comb is going to be your best friend. I mean, honestly, a hot comb is the best thing for a wig, period, because it just helps with making the hairline look more natural, more smooth, more flat, blah, 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 blah. So anyways, I'm going to go in and cut the lace on this wig. If you find yourself at the point where you realize you kind of overplucked, you can always cut more of the lace off on your wigs. Now, I'm not going to really cut too much lace off just because I feel like my wigs are a little bit more secure when I have more lace. Not a whole lot of lace, but just a little bit more, because I don't glue my wigs down. But what I do is I do add baby hairs to my wigs, and this definitely helps with securing the wigs down without having to use any type of glue. And in my opinion, it also gives a natural look to hide the lace on the wig as well. So now that I have the baby hairs sectioned out, or how much baby hairs I want to cut, I'm just going to go in with some Light of Body wrapping mousse. I prefer to use this when it comes to my baby hairs because it's definitely going to harden the hair, and it's also going to make it stick as well without having to use any glue. But when you get ready to comb up the area that you applied the mousse on, it's going to give a very natural look to your baby hairs, or if you choose not to do baby hairs, your hairline is going to look very natural once you comb it out, or you can choose not to comb it out. It's just like a preference thing. So anyways, I applied that all over. Now I'm going to go in with, I think this is called like a wrap tie or something like that. I don't know. I got it from my local beauty supply store. I think it's amazing, especially when it comes to laying down wigs. Then I'm going to go in with a head scarf and apply that to my head, and then I'm going to proceed with styling the hair. Now, like I said, this is a lot of hair, guys, like a lot. I look like Mufasa, okay, because it's just that much hair, but it's beautiful. So I'm going to start off with sectioning off the hair first, just because this is a lot of hair, and I definitely don't want a whole bunch of hair shedding and tangling on me. So working in sections with this amount of curly hair is the best thing to do. So I'm going to go in with the water, and then I'm also going to go in with the Garnier Fructis Buttercream Curling product. That made no sense, but that's what I'm using. And this stuff is amazing. I love it for my natural hair, and I also love it for my wigs. And as you can see, a little bit goes a long way. And then after I apply the cream, I'm going to also go in with the Light of Body wrapping mousse and apply that all over. And this is just going to help give more definition to the curls, but it is going to give like a crunchy feel, but I don't really care because I need this hair to look super duper defined because it's so much hair. So anyways, I'm going to repeat that process, and then I'll be back to show you guys more. Now, even though the density on this wig is 180%, as you can see, with a little bit of product and water, the hair definitely becomes a lot more curlier and definitely manageable. So I did let this wig dry. It took about 45 minutes for the hair to dry completely. Now I'm going to move on to styling the hairline on this wig. Now, because this wig is now super duper defined with the curls, I am going to run my fingers through it a lot just to get that fluffiness and that thickness to come back. But the curls are way more defined, so it doesn't look frizzy. So I'm going to go in and style the hairline with adding some baby hairs because I just think curly hair looks really good with baby hairs. Now, the lace on this wig is a 13 by 4. The inches of this wig is 24 inches, and of course, like I stated earlier, the density on this wig is 180%. So like I said, I am going to put baby hairs in this wig because it is going to help hide the lace, especially because I did not apply glue, so I won't get that melted official look because I didn't use glue. But I'm just playing around with the baby hairs and using hair mousse because it just allows me to play around with it or whatnot. So doing the baby hairs is a process, guys, and it does take time to get it to look the way that you want. So just play around with the baby hairs and you'll get it to look the way you want it to look. Okay, so now that I got my hairline to look the way I want it to look, I am going to go in with a wrapping strip and a headband and tie my hairline down. This is going to help with the molding process of my baby hairs and also help with like the mousse sticking to my head since I'm not using any glue. So anyways, I'm going to continue to fluff out the hair and get the hair to be a little bit more curlier. And then 20 minutes later, I am going to remove everything from the hairline, and this is pretty much the look for this wig. While though this wig is super duper thick and full, this is a very beautiful wig. Now, given the density of this wig will be perfect for someone who loves big hair and knows how to manage big curly hair like this. So all purchasing information will be below. Bye guys.